finish up? Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 35, reading from verse 1. It says, Moreover, the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right? Mount Seir is talking about the Edomites.
Yep, that's right.
Right? You could get Amos 1:11 there. It says, I will lay the city waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know I am Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because Esau said in, I think it's Michael 1:4, he said that we will return, we are impoverished, but Esau is Edom is impoverished, but they will return and build. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said he will throw down. Right? Say verse 6. Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shewed the blood of the children, and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore I will live, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Say thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? It says in Numbers 35, things the last verse, that you know, the land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it. Right?
There's Revelation chapter 18 and verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying thou with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be no more found no more at all. So therefore the Most High going to destroy America. And the great stone is talking about these nuclear bombs. Because why? America do a lot of things unto us. And himself today they're still doing. They're still trying to take out Jakes with the wickedness. And when they're trying to say that they're helping Jakes.
Isaiah 47 verse 1. It says, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. Verse 2. So like I said that one. O daughter of the Chaldean, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind milk, uncover the locks, make bare the legs, uncover the thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, the shame shall be seen. I will make vengeance, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right? So all the Esau works, everything that he done upon the earth, done to the nation of Israel. Right? These things will be revealed. Right? For those of you still blind that don't want to see that Esau is wicked, this is coming the earth. Right? That time going to be revealed. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is returning to show you who's that man, and to show you who the prophecies of destruction concern. Right?
Continue.
Back in Isaiah 13 and verse 3, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
It said that he called his sanctified ones. You see there's the prophets out there today. Alright? The elect. Go on to the young one.
It says, I've called my my mighty ones for my anger.
There's the angels, go on.
Even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
So the host of this battle is what the Heavenly Father going to use these missiles from these nations, and you're going to use a particular nation, right? A strong nation to gather these rest of weak nations for a fight against America, right? Go to Ezekiel 38:4.
Ezekiel 38:4. I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
See the great company as well, these big nations.
Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
Con. Read from verse 1. Give me verse 1. 38.
Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Methuselah and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Verse 3, and say, Thus says the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Methuselah, Meshach, and Tubal. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back.
Right, because at one point in time, Russia was with America. Right? So when the Most High say you're gonna put a hook in the jaw and turn it back, it's saying that way you're gonna separate it. You're gonna take Russia now and build up all these weak nations, just like what they're doing with what? Venezuela. Right? Right now they get Venezuela, they get missile right now in Venezuela, which is right in we backyard. Right now, Russia building up Venezuela and these weak nations.
Syria,
North Korea.
Syria, right now they are most of their navy park in anchored down by Syria, Warsaw, it's called down there, right? So when America buck up to challenge Syria, Putin warned them and said, yo, don't crown them funny looking. I'm gonna see Satan too ready for them.
Not
Iran, all these places.
Another reason why I call it Meshach and Tubal, this is the land where Japheth occupied, right? When Edom rise from the bottomless pit, which is Europe, they went into this land, all right? That's why the Lord is calling it prophesying to Russia in this land, because they're occupying the land right now. Yeah, continue. Yeah. Verse.
Just to back up the sanctified ones and go down, right? It was mentioned in Isaiah 13. It says, Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5 says, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations, right? And we are the sanctified ones right now. We're out here doing the works, right? Got some more, got Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of my inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. Right? Because right now, we're here prophesying against nations about, and tongues, right? About the judgment that is to come upon these nations, right? Especially Esau, Edom, right? So he says, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, right? Because why you feel we out here, we throw up all those curses? It's for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai put judgment upon these people.
That's right.
Right? To put judgment upon these people. And before he put judgment, we give them the warning, we give them the message. Right? We give them the message as messengers. Right? This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Right? Because it mentioned in Isaiah 13 and verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, and there is a large anger, that is going to pour out the indignation upon the heathens, right, to destroy them.
This is Jeremiah 51. This Jeremiah 51 and verse 20, the scripture says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
See, there's a spirit, there's a piece of red, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, the Lord is using us today, using our vessel to what? To fulfill His words in the scripture, so that they can hear. Right? Even 2/3 of our people, whether they hear or forbear, judgment is coming upon them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords.
Plowshares is what these nations is used for. It is used for farming, right? And the farming countries that we say like Guyana, we just deal with cane and these things. We didn't use we tools for farm. There's a weak nations too, cause what these higher nations now they're gonna suck these things from the weak nations, right? So that's for sure that the weak nations will start beating the plowshares, the weapons that is farmed with, into weapons, the tools that is farmed with into weapons. Meaning what? Now they're gonna start get more heavy machinery. They can get guns. Just now, what just pass here? What is it?
Yeah, it was a fuel truck, big Bowser.
A Bowser just passed here. I never see a Bowser, right? But it's something to deal with heavy machinery, right? So these weak nations now they can get what the little military might. Because at a point in time they reach a stage whereby they're gonna say, hey, America, you can't come and talk to me anyhow. You understand?
Let me say some quick. Right now the army down here are getting training, you know. And normally let's go to Suriname too. And yeah, some sort of military competition training. I did a news article years ago. What you guys have?
Right? To the point, the scripture that Ark read, to beat the plowshares, right? Because the money, right? Yeah. The money that they used to take in the agriculture sector and get to benefit the country, they're taking it and buying weapons.
India is one of the countries. They did a lot of agriculture and they took their money and buy their first nuclear missile and they named it after some Indian god, I can't remember. But that was like a couple years back. I know, the thing is, right? When I think about when these man named these missiles, right? They got Moab and Foab, father of all bombs, mother of all bombs, right? The Mosai turned their own gods against them. Because they really feel that these swords, these nuclear missiles can defend them. Or like when Ronald Reagan saying I think it's the 70s, that if we was to face a great threat, won't we come together? Won't we come together and fight this great threat? You're talking about when Yahushua come in the clouds, right? Yeah, they're gonna come together and fuck you up. They're gonna fuck you up, Esau. You gonna feel what a real backstab gonna feel. You know? Yeah, you guys
Listen, must be named Ramesh or something.
Some shot. As long as they get it, you
Says Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Reason why I'm bringing this back out too, because when you look between India and you look at Pakistan, it's war there, right? They're actually using these the farming money to buy into weaponry so that they can defend themselves against any country. But guess what? The Lord don't cause them to come together as one and destroy America. Yeah, right?
America against them, let them be a worthy opponent. That's why Yahweh Shai come and end it up.
It's Isaiah 13 and 5. They come up from a far country, from the end of the. They come up from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapon of his indignation to destroy the whole land. The weapon of Yahweh Shai indignation is these missiles, many of these chariots. That it can be real strange and it'll be a beautiful sight to see America fall. Yeah?
See what Russia doing is circling the allies. You see around America. Down the north, coming down South America if you watch it. Right? In certain Mid-Eastern country.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, exactly, America is in the middle. Yeah. Another thing too, why America got the troops down here too. Remember, they won the island that Venezuela got too. Yeah. Right? They want access to get set up with these with Brazil and these other countries to come together to invade Venezuela. So in order to set up these Elamites, which the Lord is doing it, right? They made deals with them to do these things. So they could get the power to fuel the weaponry, but the Lord can bring them to naught, because a piece of time America was known for the power. But now Russia and these other nations don't regard America's power anymore. Because the Lord is lifting up a standard among the prophets to what? To proclaim the scriptures that these things gonna happen.
Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. It says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
See, then this smith is these scientists.
That's right.
You know that these that is with America and Russia, these nations who creating these nuclear bombs. Right?
For example, they had World War where they had the nuclear bomb with Albert Einstein built. Now America, what they did, they went to Russia and these places and invaded and brought scientists to America for build bombs. But guess what? The Lord depriving them of wisdom. The scripture says, wisdom no more in Timon. The Lord depriving them it and giving it to what? To Russia. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Assyria. Woe be unto thee, Egypt, and Syria. Guard up yourself with cord of something. And here, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. And a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Right, so, yeah, the time is coming. American gonna play a trump up. Right, in other words, you know, it's already set. Game over is already set for Babylon, right?
Right.
For the Edomites.
I'll find it here.
Yeah.
This is the name of the nuclear weapon is Agni V, named after the Hindu god of fire. Is due to be tested within 3 months This was December 2011, right? It will be capable of carrying nuclear warhead 5,000 kilometers, meaning it can reach not only Beijing and Shanghai, but all of northern China. It says China feels India's nuclear heat. This is an article, but it's just the caption. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, Isaiah 13 and verse 6. Hold ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
See this side.
Verse 8. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain.
It's not your favorite word in the scriptures, pangs. Right? Benji don't like to bang bang, but I think pang pang because when you look at the meaning, it says severe pain act. Severe pain. You can't even, worse than travail of a woman act. This is going to the word in the English, the etymology, and the Hebrew. You know, you got to talk.
Verse.
It is Isaiah 42 verse 13. It says, Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies.
Isaiah 13 and verse 8. They shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Gone, because when America be destroyed, when it get in destroyed, it's gonna be aired that people are gonna see this great city get destroyed. You understand? So the sorrows plus these other nations who gain from them, they're gonna cry. They'll cry for America. Yeah, bring it,
This is Psalms 58 and verse 10. It said, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
Expound.
God. So in the day, the righteous going to be, the remnant of Israel going to be rejoicing.
That's right, that's right.
There's Isaiah 31 verse 4. It says, for thus hath Yahweh Bashem Yahushai spoken unto me, like as a lion, the young lion roareth on his prey, when the multitude of shepherds is called forth against him. He shall not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall Yahweh of our hosts come down to fight from Mount Zion and for the hill thereof.
That's right.
Right? So, ain't no winning for you. Ain't no winning for you, Edomites. Ain't no winning for you, other nation. Right? The salvation of Israel is already set. Right? The prophecy is unfolding. Right? We got these nations being strong. They're calling themselves strong now.
Isaiah 62 and 10. Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people.
And that's what we're doing out there today. You know, going through the gates, calling out to we people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Telling you that you got to wake up out of this philosophy. You got to put off this world. And don't bother with the things that Esau proclaiming that is for you or good for you. Now it's not time for you that's slumbering and in no years. You're still in Christianity.
Basically, only the elect gonna wake up. You know, the rest is ordained for death. The scripture say, Get the precept justice. I was thinking about it.
Get me precept.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Isaiah 62 and 11. Behold, Yahweh had proclaimed unto the ends of the world that say ye to the daughters of Zion, behold, my salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. So Yahweh Shai, who will eventually call Jesus, he coming for elect.
That's right.
He coming back to destroy this place. Set up his new kingdom where and dwell in righteousness.
That's right.
Verse 12. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and thou shalt be called sought out, a city, sought out, a city not forsaken. Man, going back to the strangers in the salvation. In this same place here, they're gonna know who's the Most High chosen.
That's right.
Right? You get it.
Yeah. It's Proverbs chapter 12 and 24. It say the hands of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Right? So we diligent in what we do it. So this trouble we come in is not for our people. It's not for us.
That's right.
Right? The two-third, right? These heathen, that's for them. And then go back into where you read earlier about the pangs. Pangs, sorry. Right? The heavy pain. Right? Because pain is coming for these people. It's two-third. I can tell you in the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and 25, if somebody wanted it for me. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 22 verse 11. It said, he that is just, let him be slacking. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Bring it out.
And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Yep.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Yeah, that's why the apostle they always say that we out here, right, for the elect. That's right. Right? We ain't out here for two-thirds. We ain't out here for nobody else but for the elect, bro. Because at the end of the day, only the elect gonna hear our message. That's right. Even to the heathens, right, the elite, they're gonna hear us, but they wouldn't believe us because they heard this word in the beginning and never believed it. They didn't have no faith. Wait up.
It says, and behold, I come quickly, my reward is with me, to give every man according to his works.
Yeah, you hear that? That's for the scoffers too. Right? Those for those who not being diligent. Because by showing diligent, that is how you also going to obtain spiritual power too. Because it tell you in the book of Sirach chapter 19 and 19. Right? The fear of the Lord. Somebody could read it back butcher it.
That's quick stitch to back up to.
Yeah, I want to give it back to that, right?
Yeah. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahweh Shai Mashiach with eternal glory.
Right, and that's why we live. Right? It was ordained. The Lord tell us to come out and to bid men to the feast. That's right. Men, even women too, and children. That's right. This here right now, we bid in the elect, right, to come in, so that the Lord house could be filled, which is what? 144 chosen men, women, and children make up the 1/3. Right? And don't forget that it's not all the elect is going to be on the face of the earth. It have some elect already, with the Father, with Yahweh Shai. That by the altar crying out for us. That's right. And we crying out on here on the earth, so the Most High could destroy this bitch ass place. So we could be with our brother. We could be under that big union, that toast with Yahweh Shai, That's right. Yes, I mean, go for Christian or something.
19.
Yeah,
1990. The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life.
Is what?